Hello, welcome back to Fitness Friday with Johnny Tiger on December 11, 2020. Now that with the pandemic, a lot of us are suffering from the gyms being closed. Now, while there's a lot of things we can do at home to stay fit, as that is the whole point of these Fitness Friday videos, a lot of us are missing some equipment. After all, when you are at the gym, it's easy. If you want to work your tricep, you know where to go. You want to work your lat, you know where to go. You want to work your traps, you know where to go. There's no complication about it. There's like maybe two or three machines for each body part. And whatever you want to do, you know where to go. When you're doing it at home, it's a constant experiment, evolution, changing, trying new things. And not everything's going to work for everybody the same way when it comes to calisthenic exercise. Uh, so it is more complicated. It requires a lot more work. And after all, when it's only a bar you have to pull down to your chest, it's only going to go in one or two directions. But when you are trying to figure out how to do that without the machine, you have to figure out, okay, how wide should your legs be apart? Is your back straight? Are you moving a part of your body that you're not supposed to, etc., etc. Now, I have not been hitting the gym for many, many years because I'm very used to doing things at home, doing things at the office, doing things wherever I can. I got equipment at home. I got barbell, dumbbells, uh, 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 resistance band, medicine ball, and a whole lot of creative ways to get the kind of exercise I need. Um, but even I get stumped once in a while and miss the good old days of hitting the gym. And one of the things that make me miss those times is the various simple ways of working your lateral muscles. Um, for those who are kind of not very up to date on human biology, physiology, like me, lat is that muscle under your armpit on the side of your body that connect your arm to the back of your rib cage. It's that muscle that gives you that triangular shape of your upper torso if you have well developed lat. Now, while most people that go to the gym focus primarily on their traps, on their pecs, on their abs, on their biceps, on their triceps, lat is extremely important in many, many facets of your life. For myself, for example, being a martial artist, being a fighter, lat is what's going to give me much more punching power than most other upper torso muscles. When you really think about it, big bicep doesn't really make you punch extra hard or anything because when you're punching, you're not really powering that with your bicep, but your lat, your back, your leg, your waist, your shoulder, those are the muscles that powers you when you're throwing that punch. So lat is very important for people who might have to throw a strike or two for their career, for their training, stuff like that. And also, if you ever have to climb up a wall, or actually, I can tell you guys that one time I was in a boating accident, and when the lifeguard showed up with the lifeboat, they basically threw me the rope and asked me to climb up over the side of the lifeboat on my own. And when you're in water, your lat is going to be doing most of that work. So having strong lats will actually help you get out of sticky situations where you have to do that kind of pull up or scrambling up a wall, that kind of motion. So it's very vital to our survival actually to have strong, well-developed lats. But going back to the gym, since the gyms are closed, it's really hard to work our lats, especially when you don't have a lat pull down machine, when you don't have a chin up machine. What are you supposed to do in these cases? Well, today I'm going to address 5 simple things you can do at home to help you keep your lats in good condition. Okay, just keep doing these, and your lats will be nice and strong. We're going to start with the easiest out of these. This is called the uh, push-up plus. Push-up plus. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. We're going to get down into a push-up position. Let me adjust my headset. I'm not going to fall off my head. Every time I do push-up, these things going to fall off my head. It's really annoying. So, get up in the push-up position, and we are going to go down like a regular push-up, get our chest to the floor, elbow tight to the body, and then we push up. And I get to the top of my push-up. Usually this is where you stop, at the top. Push-up plus. Since our goal is to work our lat, we're going to pretend that there's a rope attached to our tailbone and going to pull our lower back up toward the ceiling. So you're going to give that extra few inch of push at the top to round out your back, point your tailbone towards the ceiling, make your back nice and round, and come back down to regular push-up, and then we get to the top, round up, get that extra few inches Get an extra few inches of push on top of your push-up to engage your lat, to give you that extra bit of reach at the top of your push-up. That is the push-up plus. This headset situation is really annoying. Uh, I I have to stop doing that because the headset was just going to slide off my head if I kept it up. But anyway, I hope you guys get the idea. It's just that extra reach at the top of your push-up. Make your back nice and round. Stick your tailbone towards the ceiling, and then come back down and do a regular push-up. Number two, the shrug. You can either use a resistance band or sandbags or dumbbell, one for each hand for this. If you are using resistance band, you would stand up and you would place one end of the band under one foot and you will grab each strand of the band in each hand and you will lift your shoulder up and then roll your shoulder back and let it come down. You want to hold for a few seconds in the top position. Okay, but since my camera is adjusted low, if I stand up, you guys are not going to be able to see what I'm doing with my hand. I don't think. So I'm going to use free weight sandbags actually for these, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm going to turn my back to the camera, so hopefully that will give you guys a better view. I'm kneeling on my sandbag beanbag chair. This way is give me better position and also make it a little bit more difficult because I have to actually balance up here. Okay, so I have one beanbag in each hand. These are not very heavy, about 20 pounds each. So I will just let them dangle free by my side like this, like carrying a couple of bags of grocery. Yeah, you can do it with jugs of milk or water, by the way, or bucket. Okay, all we're going to do is lift our shoulder up, hold for a few seconds, roll shoulder back, pinch. Imagine there's a stick between your shoulder blades, and you have to pinch, and then drop your shoulder down. I'm not bending my elbow at all, okay? It's all in the shoulder. Shoulder lift up, roll back, down. Shoulder go up, hold. Roll back, down. Shoulder go up, hold. Roll back, and down. Just like that. That is the shrug with the free weight. That will help you work your lats at home. That is our second exercise. The third one, is a press up. Now, interestingly enough, all these years, when I heard people say press up, I thought they were talking about push-ups. I thought this was some fancy European way of saying push-ups. But apparently press up is different. So press up is, before I do it, I will say it's basically tricep dip without bending your elbow, or try to bend your elbow as little as you can. Let me show you guys what I mean. Again, I'm going to face away from the camera, so hopefully you guys can see what my shoulder is doing. Usually, when we do a tricep dip on a chair or a platform, we sit on a chair, we put our hand on our side, gripping the edge of the chair, and then we walk our butt off the chair, and then we bend our arm until we are as low as we can go, and then we push up to work our tricep. Huh? That's a normal tricep dip. For press up, especially we are working the lat, we are going to cut out the elbow, we are going to cut out the tricep. So the motion is very similar, but it should look something like this. I sit on my platform, on my chair, or beanbag chair in this case. I'm going to put my hand on my side by my hip, and then I'm going to move my hip away from the chair. So I'm in the ready position for tricep dip. So rather than bending my elbow, I'm just going to relax my shoulder blade, let my shoulder come up to my ear, and then drive down to lift myself up. So the only thing that really should be moving are my shoulders. It's very small motion. Shoulder up, shoulder down, shoulder up, shoulder down, shoulder up, shoulder down, shoulder up, shoulder down, like that. Okay? That is how to do a press up for your lats. Now the last two exercises are a little bit more difficult. Uh, so if you can't do them, you work slowly up to where you can. The first I'm going to show you, the exercise number 4 for your lat, is called the pikes. And the pikes is basically you start by going to a plank position with your feet up on a medicine ball or stabilizer ball or a beanbag chair, like this. So I'm in plank. My feet are on the beanbag chair. So I'm going to push my butt toward the ceiling while keeping my back as straight as I can. So I'm like an inverted V shape. Okay, like this. Hold it and then drop back down to plank and push your hip up again. Hold it and drop back down again. Push your hip up again. Hold it and drop back down again. Very important when you're doing this one, don't let your belly sag toward the floor. Keep your core nice and tight. Keep your back straight. Otherwise, it's going to hurt your back. Okay? If you're new at this can make you a little bit dizzy. So, it's not everyone's cup of tea. So, be careful with this one. Last but not least, it's called the cannon plank. And the cannon plank is similar to the pike, but this time we are not going to elevate our lower body. So we start by going to the plank position, but normally when we do a plank, our elbows are directly underneath our shoulder, our chest. This time we are going to bring our elbow back right against our rib cage. So it's almost like I'm planking but actually resting on the floor. Okay, my my elbow is against my rib cage. I'm in plank. My belly is actually touching the ground. But here's the thing: I'm not actually resting on the ground. I'm still kind of like a half an inch, keeping my body half an inch off the ground. Okay, this is your starting position. It's like a tucked in plank. From this position, from this tucked in position, we are going to push forward with our forearm and elbow until our elbow is now by our face. So our butt come up into the air and our head is lower than our butt. Back is straight. My hands are now above my head. I'm still on my elbow. Okay? I hold this for a few seconds, slowly push my body forward so my elbow come back to my rib cage. Hold it and then push again, hand push forward, lifting my butt towards the ceiling, pushing my hands above my head. Okay? All this time, my elbow do not leave the ground. My elbow do not actually move on the ground. So if I'm just in case you guys can see the arm motion, let me do it while I'm kneeling up. So hopefully you guys can see it. The arm, all it is doing is the elbow starts from my rib cage, and then as I push forward, my elbow go up until my hands above my head. Okay, so it's all in the shoulder. Again, it's all in the shoulder, and you are lifting your hip, you're lifting your butt towards the ceiling, and then dropping back to low to the ground. Right? This is great for your lat and your trap. As usual, there are a lot more you can do to work your lat, but I think this is a good start to get everyone going. Thank you for checking out today's Fitness 101. We'll be back again tomorrow for Survival Saturday, and that was Fitness Friday. Sorry, we got that confused with the podcast. Best podcast in the world, Johnny Tiger Experience Podcast. If you like these videos, please check out the Johnny Tiger Experience Podcast on your podcast platform. I will speak to you guys later.